for 10 years. Can you believe it's been 10 years? It's almost, we're on 11 now.
I don't understand what we did. What did we do, man? Like 10 years.
It goes by quick.
Yeah, we were playing with this thing for 10 years.
Hello, good day.
Hey.
Hey, Tiny Truck salute. So you just got back from Florida.
I did. I went to the Florida store for a few days last week, basically for this thing.
Yes. Lots of driving, lots of footage, lots of R&D talk, all kinds of stuff with Rob and Amanda and Matt and.
Yeah, enjoyed that so much, and I did a big picture update on the album for this truck, so you can. There's a link right there in the YouTube description for the photo album for this, and there's a lot going on with it. It's a great truck now.
So I think Florida was a precursor to wanting to talk about this in particular and what's going on with this this Bronco. So why don't we dive right in and talk about what's going on and what you've been up to.
So, of course, we can give a little quick overview on this right now. From top down, this body was designed by Manitou Lou, who's on Facebook in a group that he started called MFab 4x4. You can find this Bronco in there. This one here was specifically sold by jsscale.net, who also did all the finishing work on the body. It's amazing. And opening hood and all that stuff. You have options to leave the back window opening. There's a bunch of mechanical options you can do with these, and then put it on whatever chassis you want. But of course, we use a CMAX because that only makes sense for us. Well,
and it's a good marriage, right?
Yeah,
for sure.
So, and then from the top down, we've got a body mount set that uses these big,
amazing,
half-inch. Neodymium rare earth magnets, you know.
I was watching the live update when you were in Florida, and you were sort of talking about the mount and how it mounts onto the body. It's beautiful. It's great. As you say, it just kind of clicks right on with these rare earth magnets, and it's such a solid piece. Shake the truck with the body on it, nothing's going to happen. Great awesome setup there.
Yeah, thank you. So these parts, the interior bits are available on our Shapeways store, and you can just download them and print them at home. We don't care about making money on the Shapeways stuff, but we want you guys to be able to assemble a really awesome truck. And if you have an ability to home print, or if somebody you know has a printer, then just download the file and
away you go.
Start squirting the stuff, because these fit great.
Yeah, they do. It's good, and it's a bit of give and take, right? We've got those files up for you guys to print whenever. If you've got the technology and the capability, go for it.
And all of these printed parts answer a couple of questions that we always have, like where do you put the battery?
Right.
questions like that.
Yeah,
they're
electronics.
pretty important questions. I mean, in this case, I'm sticking the battery right here in the footwell underneath the driver's seat. My power lead is right there. I can easily hide that in the underneath the driver's feet along the left side of the door. Nobody's ever going to see it in the truck. And all the electronics right now are on the inside of the firewall component.
You know, it's so important though, that is, because and we've talked about it before, and those who might stumble across this as a new channel because they love Broncos or what have you, and want to get into this, what's happening is we've become so detail oriented, so realistic. Everything, there's no room for anything else.
No.
So to have the advantage of being able to hide electronics and batteries in some of the 3D printed bits that this combines with really adds a lot of added value, and be able to hide those bits so it looks great but also performs.
That's exactly kind of the mentality behind getting this thing together the way that we did. And also you want to keep the dirt out. You know, the inner fenders are part of these printed parts. So on the bottom of the truck you've really got a clean, really clean setup.
It is. It's really nice.
I'm kind of excited now to get it finished, right? Because now's the chance for me to do the seats and get the exhaust system put into the truck, do a little fake gas tank and all that other stuff, and you know, it's going to be so easy because at this stage the truck is completely running.
Right.
That right there is a running truck.
And you know, we're like, this is the direction that we're going. I mean, I know we've been going there for a long time.
Yeah.
We've been doing it, but you know, this really sort of brings it all together for me. And I know that's one of the challenges that I have with my work truck build is I want to make it really user friendly. And they've been user friendly for years, but again, this all brings it all together, and I hope to mimic that in some of the builds that I have going forward.
So I'm happy to say we were able to use the GCM Shapeways V8. It's a Ford replica motor. We used the block hugger headers on it, and I mean it really fits really nicely in the CMAX, and that's the proper motor for the Bronco. So
in person it looks incredible. So good job. Your skills are getting better.
Yeah, they are growing a bit. You know, you keep pushing me to go to the next level. So
you do it for so many years, you get good at it finally.
Yeah. And I have to listen to you nagging me about it for so many years. You know, step up your game, dude.
Yeah.
So that's true, and I'm bad for that. I'm bad for, you know, my passion is really like the mechanical side, you know, and I need a lot of push to get the artistic side to kind of come out a little bit.
Well, the mechanical side is second to none. The radius arms that are on this, and I know you talked about it in your live feed, are just beautiful. The James Duff special edition radius arms are just awesome. So everything's been taken into consideration. The suspension really works well. You had mentioned, and you make a really good point when you had said that some people had talked about they're worried about the flex of the truck and whether it would be sufficient enough. And you know, we've seen all those videos, and there's a place for that. And the pictures of the guy that's got him on his paint can, and it's been flexed out to here, right?
Yeah.
It looks great, probably performs, but it's not realistic.
Right.
I mean, there are some one-to-ones out there that can do it, but you don't see them on the road that much. The amount of flex, the way the suspension works with this setup is incredibly realistic. Yeah. And there's more than enough flex in there to send it down the trails and have oodles of fun. So, good on you.
You have a point there, you know, and I kind of wondered how it was going to go with the radius arms myself. But we spent a pretty long time tuning around with the actual, it's got rubber carrier bushings in it, so we spent some time playing around with those to make sure that we got the material correct so that the radius arms would actually flex, because you want them to move.
Of course.
You know, I remember at one point we had plastic bushings in it in both sides, in the front and back on the diamond, and literally it was like had a sway bar. Okay, you could literally lift up one wheel and compress both shocks. Okay, like there was just no flex in the front axle at all. So obviously that's not what you want. You know, so we tuned around with it. We tuned it and got it to this point. A giant, huge thank you to the entire James Duff family for allowing us to partner with them and do a licensed version of their long arm suspension for Broncos. I'm really happy about that, and this is as authentic as a setup as you can get for Bronco. It just is. We've got a 44 front axle on it. It's got the 7-degree caster radius arms on it, the full long arm, the proper long arm suspension mount on the frame. I mean, it's JD licensed and they approved, and so do we.
Absolutely, and
it works good.
You know, how much time of R&D and behind the computers on the CAD system have you spent to get it to this point? I mean, there's a lot of effort that goes in to make sure that all these parts that come together work well and work good. So,
thank you. Yeah, I'm really excited about it. And just to show off how excited I was, before I even had seats or driver or anything, I decided to take it out with the Ghost Driver onto some of the trails in Florida, and here's a bunch of footage about that, and so you can have a look at how the suspension moves and the whole bit. And honestly, I'm really, really, really happy with the truck.
Good.
Thanks for watching, guys, and for putting up with us with the delay and the wait on this radius arm setup. Yeah. We will be sure, I promise, I 100% promise, that we will get you a video in a couple of weeks or less and tell you when we're having these available. We're going to try to get the pages up in December and get the shipping done for January, so we're coming to the end.
You betcha.
Have a good look at the trail footage that I got on this fantastic MFab JS Scale CMAX Bronco, and enjoy.
Tiny Truck salute.